Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. It is Thursday, April the 16th. Glad to have you with us. Of course, we're living in a new world right now, bringing you this show online. We're normally in our studios at 3100 Main, but we've been out of there for about a month now, and we're working remotely. And joining me now is my co-host, joining me from her house, Brittany Pacheco. Glad to have you here with me, Brittany.
Hey, good morning, Todd. It's good to be here. Today is the end of Passover, and it is also what would have been the 49th birthday of the late Tejano singer, Selena.
Wow, it is a monumental day, of course, and we've got some great information for you here on this show. Of course, every day, each and every day, we try to keep you up with HCC news and information. If there's the latest news about HCC operations, you're going to hear it right here on our show. This morning, though, we're going to talk with some folks who were involved with HCC's Business Plan Competition, and also the CEO of a company that's now kind of pivoted their operations. We'll talk more about that in a second. Sandra Louvier joins us right now. She is the director of the Center for Entrepreneurship at HCC Northwest. Welcome again to the show, Sandra.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
We're going to start, though, with someone Sandra knows very well, Megan Eddings. And Megan, you are the CEO and founder of Accel Lifestyle. Now, you also took part in the business plan competition a while back, but most importantly, your company, an athletic wear company, and you developed a new fabric you're going to tell us about, but you've kind of pivoted your operations to produce PPE, and I know you've been getting a lot of press on this.
We absolutely have. Literally, it was 3 weeks ago tomorrow. I woke up and I saw all the articles and the links and news about the CDC telling healthcare workers if they're running out of masks, just use a bandana or use anything they can find. Start wearing masks that are intended for single-use mask use. And hopped on a phone with my team, and we decided to take our Prima antibacteria fabric that we usually do for fitness apparel and turn them into masks.
And this fabric, you guys were the inventors of this fabric. Tell us a bit about that. And we talked a bit before we went on the air about your operations before, because you were producing athletic wear, correct?
Correct. Yeah, so chemistry is actually my background. And I got married 5 years ago, and I was throwing away my husband's stinky workout clothes. And it just bothered me so much that we still lived in a world where people have been on the moon. We have all these advancements in technology and medicine, and our workout clothes still stink. So I put my chemistry hat back on, and it took me a little over 3 years to invent the t-shirt feel material, but it actually remains anti-stink, antibacteria, no matter how much you sweat. And then basically, yeah, please, go ahead.
To give a little bit of background, you were involved with Houston Community College because you took part in the business plan competition. When was that, and what were you able to get out of that?
Oh my gosh, that was 2 years ago. I tell everybody it was 2 years ago, which seems like yesterday, and it seems like 20 years all at the same time. It was incredible. You have classes every 2 weeks, and you go to the classes, and there's an expert teaching something, whether it be how should you form your company, an LLC, a DBA, marketing, really anything for a new entrepreneur. So I tell anyone who's even thinking about starting their own company, or even if they've already started it, to apply for the competition. And I would say also one of the best parts about it is we got randomly assigned 2 advisors, and those advisors are actually still advisors of mine today.
And so you started this business. You were producing athletic wear. 3 weeks ago, you decided we need to change operations. What was the reaction from the medical community? Because people always wonder, you got a lot of folks out there that want to help, but how did you reach out and get those avenues started?
So I actually used to sell, before I became an entrepreneur, I sold MRI machines to the medical center. So I had connections with the radiology department, but of course these decisions are being made way above radiology. So I reached out to my hospital connections that I had and asked for basically information of like the higher ups. I didn't have anyone at MD Anderson, so I knew this was something that was really needed when about 24 hours after we decided to make masks, I just cold called or cold emailed the president of MD Anderson telling him about these masks we were making. He responded within 3 minutes with his executive team. So that's when I knew, okay, this is something.
Wow. And so your company is producing face masks, but also pediatric masks, surgical gowns. What type of products are you producing out there? And how long did it take you to get up and running when you got these designs and started doing this?
So right now we are just making masks, just in a double layer with our fabric. Starting actually today on our website, Accel Lifestyle, we're going to offer either a medium or a large size mask. We just had a standard size mask and people just kind of tie the elastics to make them fit. We are not doing surgical gowns and gloves yet. However, now that we've pivoted to PPE, and this is going to be a second company, we're going to absolutely have scrubs and gloves, et cetera, in the future.
And it sounded like the medical community was like, yeah, we could use as many of them as you can deliver to us. But I noticed just a couple of weeks ago, I go on Amazon. They say everybody should be wearing masks. I go on Amazon, I go to purchase some, and then it says, we won't get them to you till June. Are your masks available to the general public who may be looking for them? Because they're in short supply right now.
Yes, so we have actually in the last less than 3 weeks produced and sold 90,000 masks. We are getting a new shipment next week of masks. So today we actually took our masks off the website. I don't want to say, here's our mask, you're not getting them for a month. Like that's, I wouldn't want that done to me. So today we're putting up pre-sales, and any masks that are purchased today and forward, they will be receiving them next week.
Now, COVID-19 has totally changed the way all of us are operating. Many of us are working remotely. We're used to working at a TV station. Now we're doing it remotely. And that seems to be the norm, at least for the time being. Once this is said and done, do you see this operation that you pivoted into taking up or being another offshoot? I heard you mention something about starting a new company. So would this be something that would take up all of your time from now on? And are you going to be focusing on this as opposed to the athletic wear?
As I sit here today on whatever today's date is, April 16th, I say we're going to flourish in both. And we are. I'm not sure how that's going to work yet. But yes, this will definitely be a second company, and we will still continue to develop apparel. Right before COVID-19 happened, literally a month ago, I was already starting to invent fabric for leggings, antibacterial, anti-stink leggings. So we'll pick that up once, this passes and we're kind of all back to the new norm.
From what I've read about your fabric, you can wash it as much as 100 times a day and it's still effective. Maybe you could tell us some more about that and why it's so effective.
Yeah, so basically the third-party testing that I have is if you wash it 100 times, it's still 98% antibacteria. So basically, I don't have testing for it, but you can clearly wash it, 150 times, and it's still, really antibacteria. The best part about it is, number one, it's soft. It doesn't feel like a scientific fabric. I mean, it feels like a soft, you can't tell over a video, but it feels like a soft t-shirt, and it inhibits gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. So it's kind of like what happens now when people are like, oh man, let's say you have a shirt on, like a dry fit shirt. And you're like, man, I know I showered. I know I washed my shirt. Why do my underarms smell on the shirt? That's actually because bacteria is getting trapped in the fabric and you can't wash out that bacteria. So the great thing about our fabric is it inhibits that bacteria from even getting into the fabric in the first place.
It sounds like this, for the medical community, this type of fabric is a no-brainer for something that they would really need in this case. It just seems like a perfect fit for your company.
So what they're doing, our masks are not N95 rated. I always say that disclaimer. So I've not had the testing for antiviral capabilities yet. So what a lot of hospitals are doing that have the N95 masks, they're wearing these masks over the N95 masks. And they're also wearing these masks by themselves in other areas of the hospital where they're not doing procedures that could make a coronavirus become airborne.
How large of a staff do you have, and have you had to increase your operations really because you're doing a lot of work nowadays?
Yes. So 2.5 weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago, I had one full-time employee, Amanda Kotler. She's amazing. She's been on the team or made us a team for about 2 years. And I had one contractor who's has 19 patents under her name in the fashion space out of New Jersey. Now, I manage we have 62 sewers. We have 14 people full-time here in Houston that are helping with the packing and the distribution. of the masks. And as of yesterday, I just hired another factory. Actually, yesterday and the day before, I hired 2 more factories in LA to be able to produce masks at a larger quantity than we can here in Houston.
And speaking of larger quantities, are you getting massive orders, obviously with the medical system, but other massive orders that you've had come in?
Yeah, so I quickly had to learn, and I'm not complaining, how to become approved for the government. So we actually got our first order for 50,000 masks last Friday from the U.S. Navy. They promised me a tour of a naval ship in Virginia when this all passes. And then I'm actually getting to even say this out loud is nuts. Today we're getting a PO for 25,000 masks with an additional potential 25 if we hit the 25 from the Navy SEALs.
Oh, that's incredible. Well, it's always great to hear folks who go through the business plan competition succeeding out there, and congratulations on your entrepreneurship. You know, we're all learning to do things differently, and you guys really have seemed to find a niche right there. And if you ever start creating bike gear, I'd love to check out some of that, because I run every day. But finding the right bike gear that is anti-odor is real challenging.
Your wife will thank me for it, yeah.
Absolutely. I want to welcome now Sandra Louvier. Sandra is, of course, very involved with the business plan competition. Hearing about Megan and her success, Sandra, that must really make you proud.
Oh, we're so proud. And Megan's been, one of the many entrepreneurs that has excelled, literally excelled. And so she's a great example of pivoting in the wake of COVID-19 and staying focused. So we're really proud of her.
So let's go back to the business plan competition that she was involved in. Is that still going on right now? Because I know we talked last week, I believe. Tell me about your operations now. Is it moving forward? What type of companies do you have involved?
It is moving forward. We, like everyone else, have decided to pivot regarding COVID-19. So the way the competition works is people apply in January, and we had a record number of applications this year, and then we choose a certain number of teams. This year, we chose 26 teams to move through the competition in February, and that alone is a win because of what Megan was talking about regarding moving through the training and the one-on-one advising. And so we did training sessions live, as we normally do, when the competition began, and then after COVID hit, we had to go virtual with our training.
So if folks want to take part in the business plan competition, they're looking for advice for future competitions, where can they go to find out?
Well, we have a website now called Hccs.edu/business plan competition, and it explains how the competition works. And there's a way to get prepared for the competition. It's an annual competition. So right now they can start doing things to prepare for next year's competition, taking certain classes, and we have financial workshops geared up too. But the competition is underway right now, and it's not possible to get into the 2020 competition. People can prepare for the 2021 competition through going through some of our other offerings.
But it's a popular program, so you'll definitely, if you're interested in 2021, now's a good time to start thinking about it, to start seeing how you guys operate. So now would be a good time to visit that website and at least get an idea of what you're all about.
Right, and they can also go to the Office of Entrepreneurial Initiatives website for HCC, and there's lots of workshops and programs that can be that are available to small business owners, both proposed, startup, and aspiring right now, to navigate COVID and to up your game. We offer things like digital marketing clinics for small business owners, et cetera, and online classes that help people prepare. And so there's plenty of resources out there just through HCC, as well as our strategic partners, to up your game this year. And then you take a run at the competition when it comes along, no matter whether you're proposed, startup, or existing.
It's always worth checking out the Center for Entrepreneurship, because I was speaking the other day with Maya DeNovo, talking about the various webinars that are available right now. So if you have a small business, medium-sized business, these are free. This is free information that we're offering through that website, webinars, to really keep your company afloat during these times. So make sure you check them out and learn more about it. Sandra, thanks for being here. And Megan, for folks who are interested in your athletic wear and also the masks, where can they go on a website to find you?
Sure. We are at accellifestyle.com, ACCEL lifestyle.com. And right now we're setting up free sales to be shipped out next week. And it should be up and running in about 6 hours or so. So check back later today.
Absolutely. Megan Eddings and Sandra Louvier, thank you both for being here today and telling us about a great story with a business that we're very proud of here at HCC. Thank you, Megan, and thank you, Sandra, for being here.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Sandra.
Brittany Pacheco, Brittany's joining us from her house in her nerd room. Brittany, how's it going this morning?
Well, you leave your puppy in the other room for a little bit, it gets a little quiet, and then you find out she's chewed up the pillowcase. So that's how my morning's going.
Barking that was going on a few minutes ago before we went on the air, that seemed like there was a lot of barking going on.
Yep, she was barking, and she did a number or two on this pillowcase. So Megan, if you've got any interest in making some really tough fabric that's puppy proof, I really appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, that might be the next project we'll have for you, Megan, is if you could make some puppy-proof fabric. I think Brittany at least would test it out for you.
There you go.
And socks. My puppy is very fond of socks.
Yeah. Brittany, you could just put that stuff up. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I'm all for the leggings, because I've been living in leggings since, well, I've been living in leggings for forever, but I'm all for that. And I think it's great that what you're doing, Megan, is so admirable. And I love that, you've had to shift things around a little bit in this time of need, but it's all for the greater good. Todd and I have talked a little bit that my mom, who been sewing since she was 10 years old, has been making face masks for everyone in my family. But you took it a step further, and I think it's great. I think it's really awesome that you and your company are doing this.
Thank you. And thank you to your mom for making masks. Yeah, it takes a village. I mean, no one does it alone.
That's absolutely correct. And it's so great to see that in the time of need that people come together to do whatever it is that they can within their own means and the available resources they have to do something that benefits not just themselves, but everyone else. So again, thank you so much for what you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So social media, Todd.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what do you got going on in social media today? What type of questions do we have coming in?
You know what? Questions have been dying down a little bit. I think people have kind of gotten into their niche of how things are going with our online classes. We have been putting out all the available resources out there from our COVID-19 pages. And the virtual lobby has been, I believe, a huge hit, because students, if you have a very specific question that's very case sensitive to you, you can go to the virtual lobby on our HCC homepage, click that button at the bottom, or just in that green bar where it says virtual lobby, fill out the form, and one of our team members will get back to you as quickly as possible. It's a great resource out there. But one fun thing that's going on from Student Life, Todd, is that they're having a virtual caricature drawing done today from 12 to 3 p.m.
Wow.
So who doesn't love a free drawing, especially of themselves, because, why not? So you can go online today between 12 and 3 p.m. and have your picture drawn by one of our caricature digital artists. And it's, again, all free. It's awesome. I put the link and the picture out everywhere on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, even Snapchat, everyone. We do have Snapchat. So be sure you participate, get in line early. I'm sure a lot of people are going to turn out for this, and I think it's going to be great. We love to see your pictures afterwards, and please be able to use the hashtag #WeAreHCC and hashtag #WeGotThisHCC.
Yeah, and one thing I want to mention as well, it's in our social media, but I do want to give a plug to our students who work for HCCTV. They do a number of videos that we share in social media, and I want to give a shout out to Kaio. Have you seen his video on meditation?
I have. It's great. I love that our students are getting involved.
I don't know if we
just trying to find out, what they can do to, from peer to peer. We get it. We're all going through this struggle, but there is a way to, find some time for yourself and just kind of decompress and do what you need to do. So yeah, I think it's great that our students are putting out these videos, and Kaio just did an amazing job on the meditation video. It's great.
Yeah, Kaio does a video of meditation. You can watch it on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. And if you go to the YouTube channel, please subscribe to it. But you can watch it there. We also have a number of our students like Kaio who are international students. And what they've been doing is reaching out to their family back home. We have a student from Colombia. Kaio is from Brazil. We have students, one from Nigeria, and they are reaching back home to talk with their family. So they'll give you a perspective of not just how life is going for them here in the States, but also what's going on in their country, their home country, because there's a lot of, one thing you got to realize when you're here in the U.S. and you're away from your family, there's a lot of worry about their family back home. So you get a different perspective from our students. So please do watch their videos on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, and you can check out all of their different perspectives right now playing. Brittany, any other things that you have going on for today?
You know what? It is Thursday, and it's one more day until Friday, and then it's the weekend. But, every day kind of feels like the weekend in some fashion, one way or another. So students, just be sure that you are very familiar with all the resources available on our HCC homepage. You can go to hccs.edu/COVID-19 students. That's all of our student resources that have adjusted due to COVID-19. Be sure you are very familiar with everything there. We've got some great resources due to the foundation. They've been helping with funds for laptops and internet. We've got free ebooks available until May 25th. Libraries also have made some adjustments to our situation. So again, just become very familiar with that site. If you have any questions that are very case specific, please go to the virtual lobby form, fill that out, and a team member will get back with you as soon as possible. And as always, you can reach out to us on all of our social media platforms. Myself or one of our social media team members will get back in touch with you as quickly as possible. Might not have the answer immediately, but we do work with college officials to get you the right answer and get you all the right information as soon as possible.
All right, Brittany, thanks for bringing us up to date with everything social media. And if you do have a question you want to post in the comments below, feel free to do that. We'll get back to you. And Megan, thank you again for being here. And Sandra, thank you both for bringing us up to date on Accel Lifestyle's operations and the business plan competition.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on Up to the Minute. Join me tomorrow morning. We're going to have special guest, Dr. Zachary Hodges, the president of HCC Northwest. And it'll be Friday. We have someone on from the foundation. Ryan McCauley, chair of the foundation's 50th anniversary gala. We'll be talking about some important things going on for the foundation. And just to reinforce the fact that our students need you the most right now. So they are taking in donations to get students back on course, because there's going to be a lot of scholarships we'll need. A lot of students may have lost their jobs, so they'll need that scholarship money as we go back into classes and try to get back to normal. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. here on Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. Have a great day.